From Cardinal Stadium on the campus of Osborne High School, it is the Soccer Down Here Game of the Week presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. Kaiser Permanente, thrive. It is the opening round of the 2023 GHSA High School Playoffs on the boys' side. And tonight, it is a battle with Osborne hosting Denmark. Denmark coming in with a record of 9-3-1, coming in as a 4 seed. Probably one of the tougher 4 seeds that you can have in 7A. As you're filling out your brackets, it's in the upper right-hand quadrant. Region 6, team number 4 against Osborne. Region champs in Region 5, and it is a rowdy atmosphere tonight because what they are doing here at Cardinal Stadium, traditionally the benches, as we are here from the press box, as you picture the match in your mind's eye, we're going through starting lineups as we go here. The benches traditionally are on the far sideline. That is not the case tonight. The Cardinals have moved the home bench and the away bench to the near side, where the fans and the student body for both schools, you're talking about 10 rows deep to a press area that is 3 years old, and the students are right on top of you, whether it's cheering for Osborne, cheering for Denmark, or giving the opposite reaction for both sides. So it's going to be a fun night and a raucous crowd here at Osborne. Going through the starting lineups for Osborne, it is Jacob Aguirre in net, Eduardo Sanchez, Miguel Palma, J.C. Cruz, the sophomore, Kelvin Artiga, Gio Campos. Player to watch for Osborne, Osvaldo Lopez Munoz, the senior, who's going to play for the Pumas 18 U18 Academy in Mexico after his high school days are done. Daniel Camargo, the senior. Andy Sanchez, the junior. Junior Alexis Gutierrez. And Anthony Torres on defense. For Osborne so far this year, Lopez Munoz leads them in goals with 9. Camargo leads in assists with 7. Walracha has 5. Samuel Walracha, the junior. And we will pause for the national anthem before we talk about Denmark coming in with a record of 9-3-1 and 2-3. Osborne coming in with a record of 11-5, 4-1. Your national anthem. National anthem from Cardinal Stadium. Aaron Foster and Osborne. Foster calling to the student body to get them fired up here for the first 40 minutes. First-year staff, first-year head coach. On the flip side for Denmark, Trevor Bowman and Eric Carrion. They'll start out in a 3-5-2. Osborne once again 11-5, 4-1 in region. Started out with a win against Marietta, then lost 3 in a row to McEachern, Campbell, and Kennesaw Mountain, all 3 at home to test them early on. Outscored 4-2 and losing to Kennesaw Mountain in penalties after that. Then at 1-3, they go 10-2 after that. Finish the region 4-1. losing 2 of their last 3 to River Ridge in a non-region matchup and Hillgrove in a non-region matchup, once again to challenge themselves coming into the playoffs. Denmark, their defense has been their hallmark. 9-3-1, 2-3 in region 6-7A. They come in as the 4 seed. They've only given up 8 goals all season, scoring 16, but they've only given up 8. Stout defense so far for the Denmark Danes coming into this matchup. They gave up 1 goal in the month of March. Correction, they gave up 2 goals in the month of March. Gave up 3 in the month of February. So that's the defense that you're staring at from the Danes, who come in their all-white uniforms as the visitors and the 4 seed. White jersey, white shorts, white socks, and the powder blue cleats if the players so choose. As you picture the match in your mind's eye here in the first 40 minutes, Denmark will be moving from right to left. Osborne, the Cardinals, they're in their dress blacks with the red stripes down the sides, black shorts, black socks, and black cleats for those who so choose. They are going to be working from left to right. This is a very, very tight setup here at Cardinal Stadium. Before you get to the track, you're probably thinking maybe 8 feet before you get from one side to the other. And we are now underway here in the first 40 minutes. Osborne once again working from left to right. The pass that was intended for Alexis Gutierrez was too much for the target. And we now have our first challenge of the day, where the clock for the scoreboard is not functioning. So we're going to keep the clock here with a little bit of time behind up here in the booth for you here for the first 40 minutes. Once again, Osborne working from left to right. Ball chested down by Lopez Munoz. Lopez Munoz contested by Caden Tappan. Last touched by Lopez Munoz, and it will go back to the Danes. Tappan, the sophomore, about 20 yards inside his own half, finds Samuel Del Cid. Contact into center circle, Ivan Kobe. To Nakai Tonwar, the older of the 2 Tonwar brothers on the Danes roster. Chipped forward by Del Cid inside the 18. Race to get to it, and grabbing it is Aguirre. And he'll hang on to it here inside the second minute. Question is, now do we go by the clock that is rolling here at Cardinal Stadium? It is late second minute. Somewhere close. So until further notice, we'll go back what's going on with the time on the clock here at Cardinal Stadium. Launched forward by Andy Sanchez. The back line of Denmark is there. But once again, Sanchez regains control. Tries to pass through the Denmark defense of Brandon Linares. Linares with the block, and it goes to the back line of Osborne. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Soccer Down Here Game of the Week, presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. You can listen on the Soccer Down Here app, available on Android phones through Spreaker. That's speaker with an R. The Spreaker app, where you search for Soccer Down Here, or it's soccerdownhere.net on the web. You can listen to it in all those different ways. Plans are to have another match, at least one more match, next week in round 2 of the playoffs. We'll keep you posted on that. Keep an eye on your social media. Like, friend, be a part of the conversation on Soccer Down Here on all the social media platforms there. Miguel Palma defending in the far corner, but Denmark trying to work their way inside the 18 with Caden Mueller. Mueller chips it inside the 6, and there to grab it is Aguirre. Mueller ended up in the net behind the goal. There's a netting that extends from almost one end of the pitch to the other behind the net from about 5 yards behind. Foul called on Denmark. There'll be a free kick for Osborne. Gio Campos, the senior, will take. He's about 5 yards inside his defensive half. 4th minute with the right. Long launch inside the 18. Headed up and over the crossbar. Chance was there. The contact with Alexis Gutierrez had it marked at the back post the entire time. But getting there and getting it on it, it goes over the net, over the crossbar. It'll be a goal kick for Denmark. Austin Bender with the right. Headed down by Osborne. Regaining possession, Andy Sanchez. He'll go back as Anthony Torres, the senior, was trying to charge down the right-hand side in attack. Last touch by Denmark, 5 yards in the attacking half, and it is Torres with the throw. Couple of quick contacts. Lopez Munoz tries to shoulder off the Denmark defender, Nakai Tonwar, to gain possession. Long throw from about 25 yards out, headed out, swatted at by Sanchez just outside the 18-yard box. Tried to volley it in, and he got underneath it a bit too much, and it goes over the netting. And the ball boys chase it at the edge of the track. Starting quickly, trying to play out of the back. Denmark. 15 yards inside their own defensive half. Denmark tries to get out of trouble, and they can't. You're going to get a foul called on Osborne. Foul looks like it was called on Gio Campos. It'll be a free kick once Denmark recovers the ball. Here in the 6th minute, once again, no score from Osborne. Osborne and Denmark, one of the 7A matches tonight. Jason will be with you at halftime to go through some of the brackets, some of the scores, some of the stories that we have seen so far here in the opening round of the 2023 playoffs. Solorzano pushes Andy Sanchez off the ball. But Denmark trying to launch it up over the top into the far corner on the right-hand side. Goes up and over everybody over the end line into the netting, and it'll be a goal kick for Jacob Aguirre now here in the 7th minute. Gutierrez to Miguel Palma. Palma tries to look for Lopez Munoz. Denmark is there. Working down their attacking right-hand side. Who touched it last? Caden Tappan or Alexis Gutierrez. They're going to say that Tappan did for Denmark. So Gutierrez will be there, 20 yards inside his own attacking half. Looking for a partner down the near side. Finds it. Headed up into the air by Andy Sanchez. Kelvin Artiga, 1 second contact, but here comes Denmark now. Short amount of space. Trying to charge quickly was Nico Solorzano. Had to work his way backward to try to go forward, pairing with Drew Evangelista, the junior. Evangelista once again with contact. Working down the right-hand side. Centers to Mueller. Mueller toward the top of the 18. Let through by Kobe. Kobe tries to go with the left. Blocked by the Osborne defense. And it was Anthony Torres with the block. Denmark having to regroup, and they'll do so. The Danes about 5 yards into the attacking half as they work from right to left here in the first half. Brandon Linares made sure it went out, was last touched by Osborne. Popped up into the air by Caden Mueller. Kobe trying to pair with Linares. Defense was there. Deflection by Sanchez. He'll go chasing. Getting there first was Nishant Tonwar. Up into the air by Austin Bender near center line. Kobe comes down with it off the volley. Osborne and Kelvin Artiga trying to keep possession, and they do. Andy Sanchez charging down the middle from 25. Punched up into the air. Up and over the crossbar. Chance was there for Osborne. in the 10th minute, and it's going to be a corner for the Cardinals. Looks like Daniel Camargo will take. The senior, 25 goals in his career, has 2 this season, but he does have 7 assists. Camargo will be an in-swinger with the right, both hands in the air at the far corner flag. Sent in far post, headed up and over everybody. On the volley, whiffed at, second chance, turn, chip through, pinballs all the way back out. Kelvin Artiga had a chance. Camargo tries it again. Last touched by Ian Oyert. Ogert hits it out, and it's going to be a throw. Even with the 6 over on the far side. Camargo, long throw, bounce. Lopez Munoz tried to turn and fire, headed out and sent away by the Denmark defense. Big hop as it was headed in. And you're going to get a foul call. Looks like the foul's going to be called on Andy Sanchez on the joust with Nikai Tonwar, the senior, the older brother of the Tonwar brothers. Near the top of the 18. So it's going to be a free kick. And Nishant Tonwar, the younger brother of Nikai, motioning that Nikai, with the injury, gets subbed out. Coming in is Camden Barnett, the senior. So Barnett will take over for Nikai Tonwar. Tonwar takes a sip of water, and with the blood that is on his knee, he had to get subbed for that. So the physio taking care of that behind the Denmark bench. One hop as Lopez Munoz was trying to chase. Denmark's defense was there, sending it long, about 25 yards inside their attacking half. And it goes out, and it will be a throw here on the near side. Osborne attacking down the right, chested down by Daniel Camargo. Working now with Kelvin Artiga. Correction, Gio Campos. Denmark defense is there, 4-on-2. Kobe had it, lost it. Sticking in to keep possession with Brandon Linares. And Lopez Munoz hits the deck. Charging through, Solorzano with the launch. He gets underneath it way too much. It's going to be a goal kick for Osborne as it goes through the football goalposts. And the quick substitution after the blood's being taken care of by Nikai Tonwar on the knee. Brandon Linares is going to get instruction for Trevor Bowman. First contact by Denmark. Foul on Osborne, about 10 yards, or actually about 15 yards inside the attacking half down the right-hand side. So it'll be a free kick, and it looks like Kobe is there to consult with Camden Barnett to see who will take. 13th minute, halfway through. Kobe chips it with the left, looking far post. Headed up and away by Daniel Camargo. And it's going to be a corner kick here. For Denmark. It looks like Barnett will take it. Barnett the righty, so it's going to be an in-swinger. Right hand in the air. Sends it far post, headed away by the Osborne defense. Chasing it down is Miguel Palma. Transition opportunity is there if he can find it. The flick header by Drew Evangelista ended up with Lopez Munoz, but the defense was there in reinforcements for Denmark. They can't work the right-hand side as Camargo was trying to combine with Torres. Kobe made sure that the last touch was Osborne's. They'll work it all the way back to Ned and Austin Bender inside the 18. Once again, 14th minute. No score, 1 versus 4 in the playoffs in the upper right-hand corner of your bracket. Osborne hosting Denmark. We'll go over all the permutations as we go later in the evening. Del Cid. Give and go. Getting there first was Caden Mueller. Mueller from about 30 sent it well over the bar. No contest, no hard chance at all. And Osborne with the goal kick. Up the right-hand side, Anthony Torres. Into the middle, Daniel Camargo. Now on the right-hand side. Pass almost got away from Andy Sanchez. Sanchez sends it down the right-hand side. No one there on the chance that a teammate would chase. Tracking it down before it goes over the end lines, Austin Bender. Bender, center circle for Del Cid. Del Cid lost possession. Osborne trying to work combination Campos and Lopez Munoz. Too much for Lopez Munoz. Denmark sends it all the way down. Taking a big swing at it with the right was Solorzano. Blocked, but keeping possession is Denmark. Working down the right-hand side, going 1-2, looking for Mueller. The one was there, the two was not. And you're going to get a foul on Mueller. And a bit of a talking to as Mueller sent Palma into the netting behind the end line. One hop, and here comes Osborne. 20 yards shy of center line. Looking down the right-hand side to Camargo. The defense is there for Denmark. Kobe was stood up and met by Anthony Torres. Camargo on the right. Tried to combine with Artiga. Denmark with possession once again. Two hops on the turf. Solorzano comes down with it, settles it a little bit. Evangelista dribbles into center circle. Outside of the right, finds Kobe. Kobe back out of trouble to Nishant Tanwar. Tanwar, the big switch, left to right. Up and over Solorzano inside the 18. Jacob Aguirre. The easy grab as he hung on to it. Gave to Eduardo Sanchez. The joust with Camargo and Nishant Tanwar came out Denmark's way, and the Danes will have it again. Ojert into the attacking half. Sliding challenge was there from Alexis Gutierrez. Gutierrez sends it out over the far touchline. It ends up a throw for Denmark about 20 yards into the attacking half. The 1 and the 2 with Tappan and Solorzano. Solorzano looking inside the 18. Too much. Easy grab for Jacob Aguirre. Aguirre on the season, 14 matches played, and goals against of .88. Jorge Casas spent some time between the sticks with Aguirre injured. The 5 matches he had a goals against of .71. In total, Osborne's given up only 13 goals all season long in 16 matches. The defense has been there. The goals have 2, 44 in 16 matches. So about 3.5 a match to your defense of less than 1. Building up. Working left to right. Torres looking toward the top of the 18, looking for Lopez Munoz, who's been kept in check, shadowed by at least 2 defenders. So Lopez Munoz. Sanchez, through ball toward the keeper, easily grabbed. Camargo tried to send it on target. Didn't quite have it the way that he wanted, had to stretch to make contact. Bender with the easy save at the near post. Substitution coming in at the next opportunity for the Cardinals. Bender launches it long. Alexis Gutierrez tracking it down, working out of the back. Errant pass, Denmark. Solorzano on the turn. Give to Caden Mueller. Tried to send it back to Solorzano, but defending was J.C. Cruz. Cruz was looking for Lopez Munoz, couldn't find him. So substitutions both sides First appearance for Samuel Huaracha today, in addition to Porfirio Carrasco-Diaz. Huaracha, the junior forward, Carrasco-Diaz, the sophomore two-way player. Linares checking in for Evangelista for Denmark. Getting a bit of a break, Kelvin Artiga and Daniel Camargo. 19th minute, no score. Crowd really on top of both teams here in this matchup tonight. Everybody loaded onto the home side. If you're a fan, the benches switch to this near side as well to try to give any kind of advantage that Osborne can have on a night like this. Great night for football. Temperatures in the 70s to start, should be in the 50s to finish. Coming up on the halfway point here of the first half. Gutierrez could not control down the attacking right-hand side, down the attacking left-hand side. And here comes Solorzano for Denmark in the way. Nicely done that time by Torres. Sends it out. And Coach Bowman there for the grab off of one hop at the Denmark bench. Substitution getting ready for the Danes with first opportunity. Throw down the attacking left. Nishant Tonwar looking for Solorzano. Ivan Kobe. 3 headers in a row. 4 headers in a row off the hop. Campos sending it back toward Aguirre. J.C. Cruz is there to launch it long. Excellent tackle by Anthony Torres to keep possession. Sprung down the right-hand side was Huaracha. Nicely done in center field that time. Nikai Tonwar monitoring the situation. Gets in the way, slows the breakdown, knocks it out over the near touchline. So it's a throw for Osborne. Anthony Torres will take. Looking for Huaracha. Slotted up into the air about 2 stories. Denmark, 3 headers in a row, 1 hop, and it's a foul on Osborne, so it'll be a free kick. Past the halfway point, just past the halfway point here in the first half. Goalless here at Osborne. Obviously, we'll keep you posted on all the other matches going on tonight. Had some history in Lincolnton that we'll get into as we go here at the halftime. At the interval, on the charge, Huaracha gets around the defense. It's now 2-on-1 on the near touchline, but he gets out of a jam finding Andy Sanchez. Sanchez thinks about it from 30, twister right on. Had a bit of an outward spin to it. Austin Bennett was there, put up both hands to defend. Didn't try to catch it, just had both hands up to parry, dead in the way to the ball. Kept his eye on it the entire time, and we're still goalless here, 21st minute. Denmark working quickly down the right-hand side, and it looks like it'll be the first opportunity for Miles Miller. So Miller checking in. Miller, the sophomore, checking in for Ojert. Ojert, the junior, for Trevor Bowman and Eric Carrion. Throw on the far side, about 35 yards in. They were anticipating Osborne a long throw, got a short one instead. Then you get the ball launched from long range, 30 yards out. Osborne's defense is there. Pass just misses Huaracha. Up and over the top, Solorzano, 1 touch, 2 touch, and misses at the near post. Solorzano looking to the heavens, wondering what happened, but the sophomore was that close to the first goal of the match. Nico Solorzano misses near post. 22nd minute, and we are still scoreless, but not by much. Denmark finding some space and some opportunities. Kobe thinks about it, launches right on. Kobe thought about it from 30. Jacob Aguirre had it locked in the entire time. 10 career clean sheets for the junior. in his 29 starts, and we stay clean-sheeted in the 24th minute. Denmark with possession. Spinning away from traffic, Caden Tappan. Long launch down the right-hand side. Once again looking to flick and get Solorzano free. Back line of Osborne is there. Swatted at by Brandon Lenaudis. Looking for Miller. Miller controls it just inside the 18. On the far side, header off the post! Another chance from Denmark, misses, headed off the far post. Still scoreless. Kobe, pressure from behind. And Samuel Del Cid was that close to putting a marker on the board. Two close calls for Denmark. Two close calls for the Osborne defense. And we are still scoreless. 24th minute, two chances for Denmark. Solorzano misses to the near post. Del Cid off the pipe at the far. And it's still zeros on the board except for the clock counting down here at Cardinal Stadium. Flicked forward by Del Cid down the near touchline. Thinking about throwing and then eventually yielding the idea was Miles Miller. And the senior Camden Barnett is going to wander out to lane 3 for a long throw. Outward spin to it, headed up into the air, volley down, easy two-hopper, and falling down to keep control was Jacob Aguirre. Miles Miller with the chance that time. All the chances, most of the chances, at least in recent minutes, have been Denmark's after the early charge by Osborne. Dane's defense has been pretty stout, keeping Lopez Munoz in check. Gio Campos dribbling through traffic. Touch was too heavy, but here comes Denmark quickly. 5 yards inside the attacking half. Del Cid. Pass trying to get Miller free inside the 18, defended well by the Cardinals. Great tackle by Daniel Camargo to keep possession, clattered into, and you're going to get a foul called on Caden Mueller, the senior, to slow the rush down, but working just as quickly, working too quickly for the mind of the center ref. We're going to start it all over again. Here in the 26th minute. Now just turning into the 26th. About 10 yards inside their defensive half. Free kick after the foul. Checking in at the next chance is Ojert for Denmark. And we'll see who gets to take a bit of a breather. Launched long from the back, right toward the top of the 6. Headed up into the air once, twice, and grabbed by Austin Bender. Bender slings it out with the right hand. Almost didn't have enough speed on it, but the defense is there to try to get it away. Oswaldo Lopez Munoz working on the defensive side of the ball. Working well, give to Waracha. Waracha down the left. Trying to go against Nakai Tonwar. And they're going to say Nakai Tonwar touched it last. It'll be a corner for Osborne. Tonwar had both of his hands behind his head, then he put them in the air, wondering where the call came from. But it looks like Andy Sanchez will take the corner for Osborne. In-swinger with the right from the far corner flag. 2-on-2 at the back post. Let's see if that's where he goes. Line shot headed away by Denmark. And they're going to let it roll. Foul called inside the 18, so it's going to be a free kick for Denmark instead. Thanks for accessing us however you are doing so, large device or small. The SDH app available on your Android devices. Thanks for following us on the Spreaker app using the search function for Soccer Down Here and at soccerdownhere.net. Long pass, too long. Trying to work in Camden Barnett down the right-hand side. So 40 yards from goal over at the far. It'll be a throw for Osborne. We mentioned the Ojert substitution. He's coming in. Also coming in, Sultan Musa, the senior. Eduardo Sanchez, the senior, is going to take a bit of a breather for Osborne, as is Caden Tappan, the sophomore for Denmark. Throw back in quickly after the substitutions were made, and you're going to get a set piece. About 25 yards from goal, a foul by Brandon Lenatus. The Tonwar brothers talking to Linares, telling him to keep his head up. The key moment here, 12 minutes and counting in the first half. It's a set piece from about 25, and it is square to the goal. Andy Sanchez is there. Alexis Gutierrez is there. J.C. Cruz, the sophomore, is a part of the discussion, trying to direct a little traffic. Cruz jogging toward everyone, tried to go through the wall underneath it. Down once, down twice, and cleared by Denmark. Up and over Solorzano, who is center circle, trying to head it down to gain control for the Danes. And the back and forth continuing. J.O. Campos grabs for Osborne. Trying to steer away from trouble. Finds Anthony Torres on the right-hand side, looking for Musa. And the contact wasn't there with the first-year varsity player. Too much, and it's going to be a throw for Kobe. About 15 yards shy of halfway for Denmark. Kobe swings at it with the left. Got under it too much. Sliced it, so it's going to be a throw. High up into the air. Torres was looking for Andy Sanchez. And the work by Osvaldo Lopez Munoz. Great spin-a-rooney there by Sanchez to keep possession. Musa on the right-hand side, back to Andy Sanchez. What can he do for an encore? Dangerous pass along the ground, picked up by Barnett. Here comes Denmark on a bit of a rush, 3-on-3, but the reinforcements are there. Over to the left-hand side, Kobe. Can he chip it? No. Blocked by the defense of Osborne in the form of Anthony Torres. It's going to be what looks like a deep throw. Our positioning here in the press box. 3-year-old facility, very, very nicely done by the folks here at Osborne. To crane our necks a little bit to try to look into the near corner. Barnett out to lane 2 this time, so obviously not as far, but he gets more loft on it. Headed backward by Nakar Tonwar, the senior. Substitution now for Denmark. Once again, Elijah Fu gets his first work of the day, the sophomore. Coming up on 9.5 minutes to go first half. Getting a bit of a break with Brandon Linares, the junior. So Fu is in, Linares is out. And playing out of the back calmly is Osborne. Turned by Campos. Trying to connect with Sanchez. Torres had to retreat a little bit. Campos. Solorzano with the foul. 20 yards shy of center line. So Gio Campos will leave it for Miguel Palma. Working quickly to Campos on the right-hand side. Into the middle, Andy Sanchez near center logo. Torres. Lopez Munoz finds Carrasco Diaz with his first touch. Back into the middle, Andy Sanchez controls it after his first touch. Around Kobe, defending at the edge of the 18, extended. And picking it up after a couple of jousts was Sanchez. Sanchez swats at it with the left. Couldn't quite control the volley, and it goes way wide and over the end line, over by the far corner flag, so it'll be a goal kick for Austin Bender and Denmark. Coming up on 8 minutes to go here in the first half. And you're going to get a foul on Miguel Palma right at the logo, center circle. So Solorzano, 10 yards into the attacking half, thought about starting early, then pulled it back. Caden Mueller, he thought about it. And now Camden Barnett, the senior, will be the one to do it. A lot of folks congregating around the 12. Halfway between the 6 and the edge of the 18. Barnett, long chip, going the distance for it, punched up into the air by Aguirre. Musa finally does gain control, but Denmark got it off the high hop and getting there easily once again. Aguirre near the right-hand side of the 18. Rolls it out to Musa. Lopez Munoz lets it go through, tries to regain and track it down. A little bit of a bump to Nakai Tonwar to remind him that he's there. Tonwar hit the deck. There's a shoulder by Lopez Munoz, a bit of a reminder. Tonwar on the ground. Center ref looking at Lopez Munoz, telling him to calm it down, use his head a little bit. 6.5 minutes to go first half. Trying to attack down the right-hand side. Could not be controlled by Ojert. And it's going to be a throw for Osborne. Another substitution. Moise Pierre, the senior, coming in for his first work. Second year playing varsity at the forward, 3 goals in his career. Carrasco Diaz, the sophomore, in his first year on the varsity, puts in some quality minutes. Helping out Osborne. Still have not been able to get on the board. Waracha with 3 Denmark players loses control. Dane's working quickly, trying to get free kick. And the ball hit Lopez Munoz as he's kind of standing in the way and running away at the same time. And Lopez Munoz gets a yellow for it. Lopez Munoz inside the 10 yards, trying to obstruct any kind of a quick start. Ball hits him on the hand, and so he gets a yellow for his trouble. At 5:35 to go first half, we'll have to keep an eye on this. Checking back in quickly is Daniel Camargo. Playing quickly up the right-hand side instead of a big launch is Ojert. Ojert stood up by Gio Campos. Ojert last to touch. He's called for a foul, so it will be a free kick. About 25 yards away from goal over on the attacking left. At 5:15 and counting here first half. No score between Osborne and Denmark. 2 close chances. Solorzano missing to the near post. Del Cid hitting it off the far post. Those are the 2 biggest chances so far for Denmark. Not as many challenges for Osborne, but they do have a chance here. Pierre instantly double-teamed, cuts it centrally, right on the logo. Gio Campos. Campos sweeps to the left-hand side. Alexis Gutierrez, who cuts it inside, tries to get past Barnett, does not. J.C. Cruz is there to regain possession, and he gives to Anthony Torres. Torres, Pierre was waiting. Kobe was pouncing, sent it out. Fancy work there by Campos off of the throw to try to keep possession. A lot of sliding into tackles. Solorzano called for a foul on Anthony Torres. And for persistent infringement, Solorzano's going to get a yellow. Center ref counts the number of times that Solorzano was called for a foul. Solorzano gets the yellow. Drew Evangelista gets the substitution at 4:15 to go first half. Free kick 5 yards into the attacking half. Looks like Gio Campos will take for Osborne. Substitutions for Trevor Bowman and Eric Carey in Denmark at the first opportunity. Low chip, far post, inside the 18, headed away by the Danes on defense. But it will be a throw for Daniel Camargo, about 30 yards from goal over on the far side. Camargo, run up off of the track, inside the 18, looking for Pierre, chested down. Nobody there but Denmark. Chip toward the spot, settled, Chance, blocked, spun away. Chance goes away. Defending once again was there for Denmark. Second chance easily grabbed by Austin Bender as it was not on target, not on frame. So at 3.5 minutes to go first half, Bender sends it into the air. Only person there was Campos on the logo. Last touched by Osborne. Substitution now once again. Kobe gets a break. Caden Tappan checking back in. Lopez Munoz checking in at the next opportunity for Osborne. Trying to work up the right-hand side of the Danes. Nishant Tonwar up the left-hand side, up and over the back. Trying to track it down is Miles Miller. Miller tracked it down originally. Miguel Palma let it go over the end line, shielding well at 2:45 to go first half. So it will be a goal kick. Lopez Munoz checking back in. And Waracha looks like he's checking out as he checks out over the far touchline. Now under 2.5 to go first half. Aguirre, foot into football. Torres had it, lost it, looking into the middle. Barnett over on the far side, Del Cid. He's double-teamed instantly, cuts it back inside, trying to go for the spin move. Mueller doesn't work. Musa up through the middle. Trying to find an opportunity up and over. Musa trying to get his speed behind the pass from the back. Gio Campos, great idea, but too much was on it. And Austin Bender gets there inside the 18. Coming up on 100 seconds to go here first half. Nishant Tonwar up the left. Last touch by Anthony Torres. So looks like it'll be a throw. Under 90 seconds for the Danes. Caden Tappan, 45 yards or so from goal here on the attacking left-hand side, on the near, as you picture the match in your mind's eye. Down the touchline. Defense was there. Second header was there. Campos slots it out of his own defensive half. Musa there to defend, trying to chase it down away from Ojert. Ball goes into the far unoccupied stands. Ball boys are going to have a bit of a challenge chasing that down without the access and the fences. Musa back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez looking inside the 18 for Pierre. Pierre with the flick header. Not a whole lot on it. Easily tracked down by Austin Bender, coming up on 35 seconds. Bender directing a little traffic, not in any real hurry. Up into the night sky. One touch. Picked up by Torres. Torres, Pierre, and Sanchez trying to combine. Ball goes back all the way to Bender, and Bender just has to get rid of it. But once again, at 10 seconds, it's going to be a rush for Pierre to try to track down a football and throw it in quickly. I don't know if Osborne's going to get a chance to do much of anything. Pierre swats at it with the outside of the left, headed away, and that is it for the first 40 minutes from Cardinal Stadium. Back and forth action here in the first 40 minutes. No goals on the board, 2 chances for Denmark. Solorzano missing at the near post. Del Cid hit the far post. Denmark keeping Osvaldo Lopez Munoz in check. And after 40 minutes, No score here in the opening round of the playoffs. Right-hand side of the bracket, upper right. It is Osborne, your region champs, out of Region 5. Denmark, the 4 seed, out of Region 6. 0-0 at the break here on the SDH Game of the Week, presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Georgia needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to Osborne High School. My name's Jason Longshore. Halftime scoreless between Osborne and Denmark. I was down on the field getting pictures and video during the first half, and the intensity is very, very high in this one. Neither team really showing a lot of patience to keep possession. It's a lot of back and forth. And both teams are kind of on edge a little bit, as you'd expect, first round of the GHSA playoffs. Neither one wants to make that mistake. That could end your season. So both teams are playing very direct, lots of long ball. Started to see some combinations, honestly, from both. It felt like an incredibly even first half of play. As we get caught up on some scores around the state, McIntosh in 5A has just taken the lead over Cross Keys. 12 minutes left in the first half. Drew Stanton from the spot, 1-0 McIntosh, one of the top-ranked teams in the state, all classifications. Hillgrove trailing 2-0, 30 minutes left in their match. I love when Twitter accounts don't always give both teams playing. Hillgrove trailing to South Gwinnett. That is actually a surprise right there. Kennesaw Mountain leading 3-0. McIntosh on the women's side, 10-0 win over Arabia Mountain. They advance to the Sweet 16, and they will host Dutchtown. 13-3-2 on the season for the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh. Collins Hill 1-0 up on North Gwinnett, 22 minutes left in the first half. Campbell 10-0 win on the girls' side. They are up headed to round 2 in the GHSA tournament. The boys are about to kick off. That's just down the road here in Smyrna. South Gwinnett, that's the biggest surprise of the night so far. The 4th-ranked team out of Region 4 right now, 3-0 up on the number 1 team out of Region 3 in 7A. That is a shocking result. Clark Central, they have taken a lead late in the first half. They're up 1-0. Walton up 1-0 at halftime in their match. Walton 1-0 up on Milton, and that's a big rivalry right there, meeting in the first round of the GHSA Boys State Soccer Tournament. The finals leads you to McEachern High School and to Five Star Stadium down at Mercer University in Macon. 7A, 5A, 3A, and 1A Division I headed down to Macon. Everybody else will be in Cobb County at McEachern. Parkview, they have scored a 3rd goal, and McIntosh, while we're talking, has added a 2nd over Cross Keys. That game's starting to get away from Cross Keys. McIntosh undefeated on the season on the boys' side. They're up 2-0 late in the first half. Parkview with that 3rd goal. It's been a real up and down season for the Panthers. They're the number 3 team out of Region 4 on the road at Harrison, and they've got 3 goals on the board. Getting a score confirmation as we go from Twitter. It is 3-0 Parkview. That was a team that we saw earlier in the season face Walton, and it felt like it just wasn't quite clicking yet for Parkview. But if I had this idea that night that if they got it together, that would be a team that you have to watch as the state tournament comes up. And 3-0 up in the first round right now. They might be moving on, and they would face the winner of Lowndes and Pebblebrook. A Parkview Pebblebrook round of 16 match. That's tasty. Archer has scored from the spot in the first half on McEachern. That's Archer Region 4 Team 2, McEachern Region 3 Team 3. Archer gets the lead about midway through the first half in that one at home. Hillgrove still trailing 2-0 in theirs. 20 minutes left potentially in Hillgrove's season. That would possibly be the upset of the first round if South Gwinnett can get the win at Hillgrove in that one. Here at Osborne, it is scoreless with about 2 minutes left till second half action kicks off. We'll be right back after this on the SDH Network.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the GHSA, are the 195,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Georgia. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium on the campus of Osborne High School. Getting ready for the second 40 minutes. Goalless after the first 40. In a 1-4 matchup that really isn't a 1-4 matchup when you look at it and look deeper inside the numbers. While Denmark, yes, they were 2-3 in region play. Lost to Lambert in penalties. And then you lose to South Forsyth. A couple of weeks later, 1-0, who was top 3 at the time. They're hanging in there with a first-year coach and a squad that's only given up 8 goals all season. Denmark ready in their road whites with the dark blue numbers. Blue stripes down the sides of the jersey, white shorts, white socks. And baby blue cleats if you should so choose. They'll be working from left to right as you picture the match here in your mind's eye in the second 40 minutes. Osborne once again in the dress blacks. Red stripes down each side, black socks. Remember in the first half, the 2 chances that were there for Denmark. Solorzano just missing to the near post. Del Cid hitting the far post flush. And it kicked right back to him. They couldn't get the second chance through. Those 2 chances were there for the visiting Danes coming in as a 4 seed. Fired up crowd here at Osborne. And remember, as we told you in the pregame, if you missed it, traditionally, you'll have fans on both sides. Not today. Solorzano tries to win possession away from J.C. Cruz. Cruz goes down after contact with Solorzano, so we're going to stop the clock 17 seconds in and take a look at the sophomore defender, J.C. Cruz. Second year of started as a freshman. 3 goals, 3 assists in his career so far at Osborne. One goal, 3 assists this year. Physio's out taking a look at J.C. Cruz. Substitution looks like it's going to be Eduardo Sanchez, the senior. He has been one of the stalwarts here for Osborne. In his 3rd year of starting, trying to get J.C. Cruz to get on his feet, and he can, but it looks like he's not able to put a whole lot of weight, or any weight, on his right leg as he's being taken off by the physio and by teammate Miguel Palma. So it looks like Camargo and Kelvin Artiga are coming in as Palma is helping the physio take J.C. Cruz off the pitch. And obviously we'll keep an eye on J.C. Cruz and what they might be looking at. Well, the assistant coach is helping the physio now, getting Cruz over to the bench. Right on the edge of the bench, and we're back underway. Denmark going from left to right. Big swipe from about 30 yards plus. Nowhere close the near post on the attempt, and so it'll be Jacob Aguirre looking to play quickly. Miguel Palma back to Aguirre. 2 Denmark players closing down, trying to force a pass. They do. Flick forward down the left-hand side, work with Huaracha. And he's combining with Alexis Gutierrez. Gutierrez looking for Musa. Musa will leave for Lopez Munoz. Lopez Munoz centrally. Kelvin Artiga. Ball swept in, looking, header flicked right on. Lopez Munoz at the far post with the flick header, but it goes squarely to Austin Bender. Bender keeping an eye on it the entire time. Minute and 18 seconds into the second half. Chance was there for Osborne. Cardinals trying to win possession back. They do temporarily. Ball misplayed by Camden Barnett. Lopez Munoz and Huaracha on the left-hand side. Lopez Munoz spins away from trouble. Tackle was there by Barnett. They'll send it out for a throw about 20 yards away from goal here on the near side. Daniel Camargo will take. Camargo only backing up to lane one. Run up, plant, throw, up into the air toward the 6. Headed up into the air by Denmark. Bounces once. Header gets the ball away from Lopez Munoz. Cleared by the Danes' defense. Solorzano tries to flick it and get some help from Kobe down the right-hand side. Almost got to it himself. The Osborne defense. Huaracha trying to spin and turn. And it looks like Caden Mueller is being told he's been fouling 4 times, and he gets a yellow. So keep in mind on that. Mueller, the senior, with a yellow. Solorzano with a yellow. Lopez Munoz with a yellow for Osborne. Brandon Lenatus checking in, the junior, to take over for the time being for Denmark. Gio Campos, 2.5 minutes into the second half. Campos right near center line with the right, looking near post. Can it be tracked down? The answer is no. As Huaracha tried to chase it down, he could not. It goes over the end line, goal kick. Fans with their drumsticks and the garbage cans down there, pounding on anything they can to make noise for Osborne. Fantastic stuff from the fans here at Osborne tonight. Well worked by Camargo to regain possession. Palma on the back, into the middle. Artiga. Andy Sanchez looking for Huaracha, who cannot track it down 20 yards from goal here on the left-hand side. So it'll go back to Barnett and the Danes, 3:45 into the second half. Barnett, long throw. He got 30 yards on it. Able to track it down was Osborne. Musa gets pushed in the back, and you're going to get a set piece from about 35 yards. Foul on Brandon Lenatus. Andy Sanchez will wait for the 10 yards to be marked off for the Denmark defense. Discussions with Daniel Camargo and Andy Sanchez about 5 yards away from Alexis Gutierrez, who is standing over the ball. Strategy applied. Let's see what happens. Gutierrez looking at Sanchez. Sanchez will be the one to take. Right hand in the air, quickly from 35. Swept in right on. Popped up into the air and grabbed by Bender. He initially caught it, popped it up into the air, kept his eyes on it, and held on to it. The long launch from Bender goes back to Osborne just as quickly, and the back and forth continues. Caden Tappan down the left-hand side. Got his pocket picked. Lopez Munoz back to go forward, looking for Huaracha. Convenient bounces there for Bender, the top of the 18. As we're coming up on early 6th minute. And Kobe, 5 yards into the attacking half, will lay the ball down and yield for someone else. On the throw, it's Camden Barnett. Long swipe with the right. down to about 20 yards away from goal. Trying to track it down quickly and successfully was Anthony Torres, even with the block from the defense from Denmark. Musa with a lot of dribbling space. To the left-hand side, and Alexis Gutierrez. Gutierrez to Waracha. Waracha tries to get around Barnett. Barnett's had a handful of jersey. They both did. Ball continues to be played. Musa in with the left, headed away, and swept outside the 18 finally by the Dane defense at 6:50, 6:10, and gone here in the second half. So 7th minute, Osborne with the charge. Alexis Gutierrez looking to throw. And it looks like Waracha has been given a yellow. And the question is why? Aaron Sutton, the head coach for Osborne, asking the question, not really getting any answers. So Moise Pierre, the senior, checks in as Waracha gets the yellow. Coach having a bit of a conversation with Waracha. Ball headed down. Pierre to the left-hand side. Sanchez looking and saved, popped up into the air. Headed and 2 bounces and getting there easily. Austin Bender to track it down. Brandon Linares went down in the collision, stayed down for a little while. Nishant Tonwar is there. Camden Barnett. It's like he's got some blood that he's got to be attending to. So Caden Mueller will check in. Ian Ogert will check in. Denmark physio looking at Barnett, and he'll be attended to. 8th minute, Denmark working left to right, trying to work quickly, looking for Solorzano. Solorzano's flick went up into the air, and the first 3 touches were by Osborne. Working back the other way, Musa to the back line, and Gio Campos. Campos all the way back to Aguirre. Aguirre slips as he's trying to put the ball to Artiga, but Artiga found Musa. Musa grabbed that, works his way out of that particular contact from Denmark. Camargo sent forward, up and over. Ogert is there to defend for Denmark. Second touch. And it looks like it's going to be a foul in the original joust, about 35 yards from goal on Denmark. And it looks like it's going to be on Linares as well. So you're going to get another set piece. About 35 yards from goal once again. The center ref marking off the 10. So from 34. Andy Sanchez, the junior. As there are now 2 in the wall from Denmark. Instructions pulled. Strategy changes again. Daniel Camargo comes closer. Sent in, launch with the left, one hopper, and tracking it the whole way, Austin Bender. The end zone to our left, noticeably darker than the end zone to our right. And that's what Denmark is having to defend here in the second 40 minutes. So let's see if it creates any problems with anything happening inside the 18 and really inside the 6 as we go forward here. Osborne with possession. Gutierrez. Center circle. Camargo. Torres. One touch. Musa. Torres down the right-hand side. Has a lot of room in with the right. And it's there! Moise Pierre with the goal in the 50th minute. And Aaron Foster trying to charge up the crowd. The run from Anthony Torres down the right-hand side. Perfectly weighted ball on the cross. Found Pierre. Pierre gets it past Austin Bender. And that's the goal that Osborne has been looking for here. 10 minutes into the second half, and we're at 1-0 to the home side in this 1 versus 4. Second goal on the year for Pierre. And let's see how Denmark responds being down 1 and how the home side responds being up 1. Lopez Munoz stood up, center circle. Denmark regaining possession. Elijah Fu. Pass over to the left-hand side, too much on it by Elijah Fu, the sophomore. So it will be a throw for Osborne. Anthony Torres asking for a little help as the ball hopped over the track and the outside fence. So Torres, about 25 yards from halfway, gets the flick from Musa and Lopez Munoz. And once again, space for Pierre. Pierre tried to cut it back to the inside. Nakai Tonwar was there to defend. Tonwar just sends it into the first row behind the bench for Osborne. Tries to slow things down. Pierre had yet another rush. Gutierrez with the throw inside the 18. Chested down. Lopez Munoz launched with the right. Just missed. Osborne lobbying that it was touched by Denmark. Won't get the call from center ref. And a goal kick. Quickly by the Danes. Nishant Tonwar, the freshman. Set it forward. You're going to get a foul from Osborne just inside there at the defensive half. Aaron Foster directing traffic from center line, or as close to center line as he can get, working away from his bench. Camden Barnett will take the free kick. Into it with the right, headed down by Torres. It's going to be a corner over on the far side for Denmark. In-swinger with the right. Both hands in the air, looking toward the 6. Defense was there, chested out, second contact. Traffic cleared once again, but you're going to get a foul inside the 18 on Denmark, so it'll be a free kick for the home side. 12.5 minutes into the second half, goal by Moise Pierre. His second on the season is the difference so far in 1 versus 4. Upper right-hand section of your brackets as you fill them out in the 7A. Big launch up and over everything. Kind of wishful thinking there. Miles Miller thought he saw something from about 30. Launched it over the net and into the netting. Center ref thought that Jacob Aguirre was trying to get things done a little too quickly. Trying it again as the ball was rolling. Ball was rolling the second time as well. Fallon Osborne right on the logo. So once again inside center circle, Camden Barnett. Last time Barnett sent in a kick from this range. Had it inside the 18. There's a lot of traffic inside the 6 as well. Lower trajectory this time, one hop. Pierre will clear. Musa trying to get past Barnett. The speed will get him there. One other defender was Ojert. Musa tried to cut it into his left, knocks Barnett off possession of the ball, but Osborne can't keep possession on it as they tried to charge it again. Alexis Gutierrez, just under 26 minutes to go, 14 minutes in, still at 1-0. The throw for Denmark, defending and kept in, well done that time, was Lopez Munoz into the corner. Looking for Pierre. Pierre couldn't get clean contact. Last touch by Denmark, and it's going to be a throw about 20 yards from goal. Substitution looking to be Samuel Waracha, and Waracha will take over for Pierre. And the first guy to welcome Pierre to the bench was head coach Aaron Foster. Throw once again, Gutierrez. Headed up into the air by Denmark. Gutierrez able to track it down off the elbow, but not in its entirety. Danes on a bit of a run. Solorzano down the right-hand side looking for Miles Miller. He's defended off the ball. Slows the rush down. Bleeding in the corner that Gio Campos says, I was not the last to touch. The AR begs to differ. And correction, the AR did agree with him. So it is going to be a throw deep in the corner here in the near side for Osborne. Waracha stood up. Defense is there. Solorzano, nice bit of juggling, 4 touches. 5th one gets it out of trouble. Elijah Fu looking down the left-hand side into the corner, looking for Caden Tappan. Too much is there, and it's going to be a throw. Deep on the substitution, Kobe. Kobe waiting to check it in. Jason, what do you know?
We've got a couple of updates on the score side. Campbell leading 1-0 with a goal early in the first half. They're leading over Camden County. They are in this section of the bracket for Osborne. And when you start to look ahead potentially at next round matchups for either one of these two, Collins Hill with the lead over North Gwinnett. Collins Hill was number 1 most of the season in 7A. They fell to 2nd in their region late. They would come to Osborne or they would host Denmark.
Jason here with updates tonight. Andy Sanchez wondering why there wasn't a card on Denmark as he was taken down. Trevor Bowman trying to give instructions. They end up giving a call against Andy Sanchez. So it'll be a free kick about 30 yards or so. Over on the far side, looking inside. Just inside the 18, headed up into the air. Second contact was Anthony Torres. Torres, after hitting it over his shoulder, goes down on the contact. And it looks like discussion with Caden Mueller. Now is Mueller going to get a card or just a talking to? Just a talking to. So Caden Mueller, the senior, avoids the card this go-around. And Kobe still waiting to check in for Denmark. Gutierrez up the left-hand side. Waracha. Lets Gutierrez pass him by. Pulls it out of traffic. Andy Sanchez. Musa tries to control it and he can't with the right. And it's going to be a goal kick. And now you get your substitution for Ivan Kobe. And let's see who is checking out for Denmark. Sprinting all the way over from the far side to the near is Caden Tappan. So Tappan out, Kobe in. Coming up on 22 minutes to go here in the 18th minute here of the second half. Camargo looking for Musa, couldn't quite get it to him. Defense was there in the form of Samuel Del Cid, but back defending Anthony Torres. Torres can't keep possession. Kobe down the left-hand side has Solorzano, throws it past him. Defense pops it up into the air and can't be kept in by Jacob Aguirre, so it's going to be a corner. Trying to orchestrate it quickly. Denmark over on the far side. In-swinger with the right, both hands in the air. Looking far post, up and over everybody. And not able to bump anybody off the ball in time, so it's going to be a throw for Osborne. Under 21 and a half to go. Jason, what do you know?
The upset is official. South Gwinnett with a 2-0 win over Hillgrove, top seed out of Region 3. South Gwinnett was the 4th seed out of Region 4. 2-0 win.
More as we go. And one of the busy nights of the postseason. So Lorzano knocked down. You're going to get a set piece from about 22. Kobe is there. Camden Barnett is there. Looks like 2 in the wall, possibly 3 for Osborne. Waracha, Lopez Munoz, Sanchez in the wall. Kobe quickly with the left, headed up into the air, the top of the 18. And we'll do it again. So let's see what the second idea was. From about 22, near side, Kobe sweeps it with the left, looking far post, headed down, flicked, and wide of the far post. Aguirre had it tracked down the entire time, watched it go over the end line. And we are halfway home here in the second half. 1 goal, the difference. Moise Pierre scoring in the 10th minute of the second half, 50th overall. 1-0 lead for Osborne in this 1-4. Down the left-hand side, Waracha challenged off the ball, and it's going to be a throw. Looks like it's Ojert. To Nakai Tonwar. Bender and Tonwar passing back and forth. Pressure is there from Waracha for Osborne. Finds Kobe with a lot of space down the left-hand side. Kobe gets it past Torres. Give to Miller. Miller tries to go inside the 18, looking for Kobe, and the full stretch was there to defend by Miguel Palma. But regaining possession again, 30 yards out over on the left-hand side. Solorzano wants to launch from square from about 25. Ball was deflected and not kept in by Osborne, so it'll be a throw about 20 yards from goal. Kobe thought about throwing it in quickly over here on the near side. Stretching out the shoulders, looks like it's Barnett. The double windmill, throws from lane 1, comes in, goes far post. Aguirre thought about it, headed up into the air and into the net. Alexis Gutierrez couldn't control it. Aguirre couldn't get there in time, and we are tied. $18:23 to go. And we are tied at 1. So the own goal wipes out the lead that had been there for about 12 minutes for Osborne, and Osborne's going to have to work again if they want to try and take the lead. Denmark with momentum now. How do they continue to turn and try to get the win here on the road as a 4 seed? Big switch looking for Waracha. Big hop is there. He'll get there before Ojert in Denmark. 18 minutes to go here. Trying to get around Ojert, and you're going to get a foul call. Looks like it's on Waracha as he was trying to get the ball away from Ojert. Ojert getting a big high five from Nakai Tonwar, the senior. So we're tied at 1 in the 1-4 matchup in the upper right-hand corner of your brackets here in 7A. Big switches there with a lot of space. Flicked forward. Mueller had it, lost it. Pierre. Kobe tried to keep him going from behind. Two players charging through for Denmark. You're going to get a foul on Osborne. And it looks like it's on Lopez Munoz. And remember, Lopez Munoz got a yellow in the first half. Under 17 to go, and that's the response of the Osborne student body to that particular call. I think only as we go here in the second half, that's going to get louder and louder and more pronounced. Headed up into the air, second chance. Down on the ground, Miles Miller coming away with it, finds Kobe on the left-hand side, inside the 18, and just missed to the near post. Looked like Aguirre had it tracked. Watched it go by the near post to stay tied at 1. Defense has been a stalwart for Denmark all season, only giving them 8 goals all season long. Gave up 1, and here comes Osborne once again. Andy Sanchez looking for Lopez Munoz. Keeps it on the string, goes centrally. Gutierrez, chip. Camargo tried to send it inside the 18 from about 25 yards out. Didn't get fresh contact. Hit it with the outside of his right. It's going to be a goal kick. And Andy Sanchez exhorting the student body here at Osborne to help the Cardinals through as we're 15 and a half minutes to go. Racha and Lopez Munoz closing in. As Bender tried to figure out what to do, yielded to one of his position players to send it forward. Osborne wins possession. Flick. Racha, 15 yards inside the attacking half, found Lopez Munoz. Instantly double teamed. Ball sent away by Caden Mueller. It's going to be a throw for Osborne. Jason, what do you know? Solorzano charging up the right-hand side. Defense is there, but they can't quite control it. Inside the 18, third chance on his keister. Miguel Palma clears it. Caden Mueller and Elijah Fu trying to combine. Ball goes up inside the 18. Grabbed on the easy hop that time by Aguirre. Palma still feeling that contact from the initial collision a little bit. Aaron Foster looking for an explanation for something from the fourth official. Big launch inside toward the penalty spot. Knocked down by the defense. And it's going to be foul on Denmark, and it's going to be a free kick for Osborne. Under 13 and a half minutes to go. Osborne working quickly. Pressure trying to bump Gutierrez off the ball was Camden Barnett. Pushing the back that time by Nakai Tonwar on Lopez Munoz. So right on the Cardinal logo, it's going to be a free kick. Camargo quickly to the right. Torres down the right-hand side to Pierre, the goal scorer. Pierre pulls it out about 30 yards away from goal to give to Kelvin Artiga. Artiga to Huaracha. He's got support to his left. Finds it. Gutierrez inside. Cut back. Picked up by Denmark and cleared. Torres closes back to Huaracha, 25 from goal. Gutierrez wanted to do something with his right foot. did toward the penalty spot, headed away once again. Solorzano is there. Camargo gets possession back to Torres. And Kelvin Artiga all the way to the back in Gio Campos. Campos dribbling through traffic. Tried to be stood up a couple times. Kobe finally with the slide tackle. One possession for Denmark. Solorzano didn't have enough on it to work the connection down the left-hand side. Flag stays down. Lopez Munoz over the left-hand side to Waracha. He's got to track it down in the corner. He does. Gets around Ojert to keep possession to Lopez Munoz on the left. Knocking it out was Elijah Fu. It'll be a throw about 20 yards from goal. Caden Tappan waiting to check in for Denmark at the next opportunity. 11 and a half minutes to go. Throw up into the air, near post, header flick cleared, down on the ground but not out. Finally is cleared by Denmark. Chance was there for Osborne. Palma, one possession in the joust. Gutierrez stood up. Center up playing, saying no foul play on. Torres trying to get away from trouble. He does not. Kobe is there now with possession left-hand side for Denmark. Into the middle. Del Cid hits it into Gio Campos and grabbed by Aguirre. 10 and a half minutes to go. Regulation. Goal by Moise Pierre in the 50th minute made it 1-0 Osborne. An own goal 12 minutes later made it 1-1. Solorzano passing right-hand side, just inside the 18, trying to find any kind of an alley is Miles Miller. And he can't do it. Chips it weakly inside the 6. And Aguirre is there. Gutierrez. Palma centrally. Artiga. Anthony Torres. Back and forth with Camargo, looking for the big switch. Not enough on it. Barnett is there. And here comes Miles Miller. Wanted to cut centrally. The defense was there standing up. Gutierrez and Waracha. Waracha's got a 15, 20-yard run under him. Big 35, 40-yard run. Too much looking for Lopez Munoz. Cleared out of the 18 by Denmark, but charging once again Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to poke a through ball for Lopez Munoz, but the only person there is Austin Bender. Coming up on 9 minutes to go. Substitution for Denmark at the next opportunity. Looks like Caden Tappan, and the first appearance for Tori Lucas.
No one other than players on the field can enter the field area. Once again, at the end of this game, please do not go on to the pitch.
Jason, what do you know?
Couple of updates. Campbell up 3-0 just down the road. They look like they'll advance to face South Gwinnett in the round of 16. And on the other side of this part of the bracket, Collins Hill up 3-0 on North Gwinnett about midway through the second half. They will be awaiting the winner. They'll host Denmark. If the Danes get through, they will travel here to Osborne if the Cardinals get through.
The Solorzano substitution not allowed to happen yet, so Barnett out. Tori Lucas still waiting to come in for Solorzano at the next opportunity. Osborne came in with a record of 11-5, 4-1, region champs. Denmark came in as a 4 seed, and you're going to get a foul here. Inside center circle on Caden Mueller. Mueller close to a yellow at this point. He got a talking to a while back in the second half. Didn't get a card at that time, but the center ref is going over his shoulder to kind of give a discussion to Mueller. Might be his last talking to before a card gets thrown. 8:15 in counting regulation. Campos Looking inside the 18, headed up into the air and away. Over on the far side, Del Cid chasing.
Out of play, Cardinals throwing.
8 minutes to go. About 10 yards extended from the net over on the far side. Throw, near post, headed up into the air off a shoulder. Joust pounced up into the air through traffic. Gutierrez launched, and the chance was there for Pierre, and he hit it off the football crossbar. A lot of traffic in front of the net, and Moise Pierre had a chance for a 2-1 lead, and now finally there is the Torrey Lucas for Solorzano substitution for Denmark. Nakai Tonwar looking to launch long for the goal kick. He does. First person to get there was Gutierrez. Tonwar with the header. His brother heads it a third time. Chested down. And the attempt to win it by Camargo was won by Del Cid. And a foul called on Osborne. 6:45 and counting. Ojert. Elijah Fu. Back to Nakai Tonwar. Over to his younger brother, Nishant. Nishant goes inside the 18 with the long launch. Gio Campos, the only person there. So it'll be a throw for the Danes. Checking in Drew Evangelista. And Evangelista, the junior, will take over for Samuel Del Cid. Del Cid handed the penny. Congratulations from the efforts so far by his coaching staff. Up in the air, Anthony Torres. Big second hop. The only person there is Lopez Munoz. Lopez Munoz instantly double teamed, and here comes Denmark down the left-hand side, but they can't get anything going. It's Torres all the way from right to left to Alexis Gutierrez. Gutierrez on the ground. Couldn't get it to Lopez Munoz. Two defenders for Denmark collide, but they still end up with possession. Evangelista into the corner. Trying to cut back is Miles Miller. Miller still with possession, swept in, headed away. Swiped out by Andy Sanchez, and the launch is up and over everything into the netting behind the goal by Denmark. Musa looking to check in now. Looks like it's Musa for Pierre for Osborne at 5 minutes to go. So what do these coaches have in mind? Aaron Foster for Osborne, Trevor Bowman. For Denmark. Up the left-hand side, Gutierrez finally marked by Evangelista. Waracha had possession taken away, but possession taken back by Osborne. Gutierrez looking for Torres. Loses possession, not enough on the pass. Working through the middle was Torrey Lucas, trying to keep possession. Step over, kept it with the right. Trying to charge around the defense. Knocked away by the Osborne defense. Waracha trying to get away from Caden Tappan. Does. Sent with the right up and over the back line of Ojert. Tonwar to Ojert. And back to Austin Bender. Lopez Munoz in pursuit. 4 minutes to go. Up and over Caden Tappan. Tappan swipes at it with the right foot. Gutierrez heads it back at him and over him. 10 yards into their defensive, 10 yards left in their defensive half. And Caden Tappan's going to cheat it up a little bit towards center line, looking for a partner on the throw-in. Headed out by Gutierrez. Gain a good 15 yards on that throw-in. Tappan down the near line, right-hand side. Flicked back to him. Waracha had possession and lost it, so it'll be another throw for Denmark. 3:20 and counting. Caden Tappan trying to get a little traffic directed, try to find someone to throw the ball into. running out of ideas, just kind of throws it down the line in general. Gutierrez heads it out. They gain another 15 yards. So Tappan directing a little traffic. Up into the air inside the 18. 3 defenders are there for Osborne. Over the back of Kelvin Artiga, Jacob Aguirre is there. 2 bounces. And up into the air. First hop missed by Caden Tappan. Possession won by Osborne. Andy Sanchez. And Sanchez lost possession over here on the near side. Over the touchline, 2:25 in counting regulation. It'll be a throw for Denmark. Tappan found Gutierrez instead. Flicked forward. Lopez Munoz posted up on. Triple teamed. Has to get it back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez up and over. Tonwar is there to head it away. Looking for Kobe. Finds Kobe. Over center line. Kobe, as he tried to charge his way down the left-hand side. Artiga is there. He knocks it out over the far touchline. 15 yards inside the attacking half, coming up on 100 seconds. Center F having Kobe worked it forward. Substitution. Barnett is back in. And Miles Miller, who's put in some mileage tonight, checks out temporarily. Throw by Kobe. Possession kept. Fu. Ojert. Ojert looking toward the top of the D. Headed forward. So Lorzano's thought. Headed twice, 3 times. 1 bounce. Settled. And you're going to get a late set piece and a card, I think. You're going to get a card. And the Osborne players are wondering where the card came from in the collision late. Just outside the 18, just outside the D, actually. From about 22 or 3. It's going to be a late chance at 1:10 with the clock stopped for the 4 seed and Ivan Kobe. Substitution for Osborne. Sanchez is in. Campos is out. Just outside the 18 is where they'll mark it. Inside the arc from, say, 19. Kobe launched up and over everything. Ivan Kobe leaned back, and you could tell the second he made impact, he was leaning far too far back. Went left up and over everything. But Osborne can't keep possession as they touch it last at 45 seconds. One last chance here, it looks like, for Denmark before we go to added minutes. Long throw up and over. Barnett toward the top of the arc. Bounced down twice. Popped up into the air. Lucas tried to find a passing partner. Could not. Fu looking for Lucas again. Headed down. Here comes Andy Sanchez. Sanchez too much for Lopez Munoz. Hit up into the 5th row by Ojert with the big slice ball. Almost came up here to the booth. And this is the last chance to do anything before the horn will sound. And we're playing some more. "40 minutes, nothing happened. 80 minutes, 1 goal each. Moise Pierre in the 50th minute. Got the ball past Austin Bender to give Osborne a 1-0 lead. An own goal by Osborne in trying to clear it off the line. Ball headed up and under the crossbar. 18:23 to go. The own goal makes it 1-1. And that's where we are. We're going to play extra here in this 1 versus 4. Once again this season, defense has been there for Denmark, only giving up 8 goals coming into tonight. The 4 seed out of Region 6 in 7A with a record of 2-3. Osborne, the top seed out of Region 5 with a region record of 4-1, 11-5 overall. And after the 3-game losing streak that they had in mid-February, out of the blocks at 1-3, they went 10-2 to finish. And they had won 9 in a row at one point with region play completed, losing to River Ridge, and beating South Cobb before losing to Hillgrove to finish up their regular season before coming into tonight. Coming into the match today, Aaron Foster wanted his team to stay disciplined, be patient in the attack, don't get beat off the dribble, didn't want them to have any kind of unnecessary fouls. He wanted them to play with confidence, executing and winning your battles. Wanted them to have positive and productive communication in all of these situations. When you look at those points coming in, there were moments of patience, moments of impatience. And after 80 minutes, 40 minutes, no goals scored, 80 minutes, 2 goals scored. And in a great atmosphere here tonight at Osborne. As you've heard, no doubt, tonight, we're going to play more than 80 minutes. Denmark coming in with that record of 9-3-1. You look at their record coming through. And until late in the year, they had not given up more than 1 goal in a match. For Denmark, it was a lot of grinders. It was 1-0 win at Dunwoody, a draw at Northview at 1, goalless match against Harrison before winning in penalties against Buford, losing in penalties to Lambert, beating Chambly away 3-0, and we all know about Chambly, losing to Milton in overtime, going in at 1s. South Forsyth was a 1-0 loss, North Cobb a 2-0 win. Forsyth Central a 1-0 win, beating Alpharetta 2-1, and that gets us here. We mentioned the firepower that Osborne has. They beat Douglas. That one they put 10 on the board. They put 5 on the board against Marietta. 3 against Clarkston at home. We've had the Angoras on this year on the SDH Game of the Week. Put 4 against Wheeler. Beat Campbell 3-2. Beat North Cobb 3-0. Beat Riverwood 2-1. Beat Walton by the score of 3-2. Before that run, late in the year, that 9-win run, giving up 2, scoring 4. So for Osborne, the offense has been there. They put up some large numbers in some matches, and then there have been some grinders for Aaron Foster and the Cardinals. And we're going to play 2 15-minute halves. Nothing's decided after that 30 minutes. We go to the spot. Couple of losses turned to wins for Denmark, and they are not a 4 seed, so this is not a typical 1-4 matchup. So here in the first 15, Osborne's going to go from left to right. Denmark's going to go from right to left. As you picture the match in your mind's eye, thanks for hanging out with us here for the Soccer Down Here Game of the Week presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. Kaiser Permanente, thrive. We'll see if anyone can thrive here in the two 15-minute periods as we go. And we'll see what happens here. Throw for Osborne. Push from behind, and you're going to get a foul on the Danes. Over on the far side as Osborne was trying to attack from left to right. Looks like Miguel Palma from a little north of 40 yards away over on the left-hand side. In with the right. Chip toward the penalty spot. Through a couple of defenders for Denmark. Collision inside the 18. No whistle. But we do have a player down, and it does look like it's Lopez Munoz. Physio out in a hurry. So Lopez Munoz down in the challenge with the Dane defenders getting looked at by the physio. And some of the players stretching out those muscles. Playing more than 80 minutes, Kelvin Artiga, the senior, trying to avoid some cramping. Moise Pierre looks like he is going to check in as Lopez Munoz leaves. So it would be Pierre, your goal scorer for Osborne. As we try it again. Early on here in the first extra period. Won by Andy Sanchez. Sanchez trying to get Pierre sprung down the middle. Defense is there for Denmark. Caden Mueller. Too much as he was looking for Caden Tappan. Looking for a quick throw, Alexis Gutierrez. Musa. Through the logo and Andy Sanchez. Anthony Torres on the right-hand side. Kobe looking to close. Give to Daniel Camargo. Camargo. Torres toward the top of the 18. Knocked away by the defense. Chance for Camargo. Thought about pulling the trigger. No foul call. Camargo goes down. Ref put his hands in the air very quickly. But it ends up being a throw. Flicked once and twice, easily grabbed by Austin Bender. The fans obviously wanting a foul as Camargo went down. Ref very confident in the call, hands in the air. Nothing there in his mind. Header won by Osborne. Torres trying to chase it down and challenge Miles Miller. And Elijah Fu had the initial touch, but things were going a little too quickly for center ref's liking. Miller off the give and go off of the throw in. Sends it into the 18, headed away. And the back and forth continues, cleared out by Gio Campos. It'll be a throw for Fu, about 45 yards from goal here on the near side. Working down the left, Solorzano. Tries to spin out of trouble. Musa backtracking, and you're going to get a foul. Musa going down as Caden Mueller had hands to the face. Musa helped up by center ref. And they're wondering why Mueller doesn't get a card there. Osborne working quickly. Too quickly for center ref liking. Had his back turned. As Gio Campos was trying to connect with Alexis Gutierrez. Gutierrez is available. He's got a lot of room. Goes to kind of a midpoint with Artiga. Gutierrez looking for Musa. Musa Waracha over on the left-hand side, trying to spin away from Ojert. He does. Back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez tried to send it inside the 18. Ball was blocked by Caden Tappan. Lopez Munoz now looking to check in at the next opportunity. Throw from about 20 yards or so from the far side of the goal, looking inside the 18, headed up into the air by Denmark. Collapsing quickly was Artiga. He could not win possession. Danes turn around with it. Del Cid. Double teamed. He puts on the air brakes to regain possession. Solorzano and El Cid. El Cid out to the right to Caden Tappan. Tappan with the chip, looking, headed up into the air and over the end line. It's going to be a corner over here on the near side for Denmark. Kobe was a short option should it be chosen. Pierre was there to defend. Should be an in-swinger with the right from the near side. Working quickly, trying to go on a diagonal, and the touch is just wide. Just wide to the near post. Trying to work a combination. Lopez Munoz looking to check in. And looks like Lopez Munoz will. And Daniel Camargo will check out temporarily. Campos. It's the quick start from Aguirre. Alexis Gutierrez couldn't keep possession initially. Solorzano was there, as was Caden Mueller. Mueller was last to touch. It'll be a throw for Gutierrez. Gutierrez finds Musa. Musa tries to get away from trouble. Tried to draw a foul, didn't get it, but the ball goes out as it was last touched by Brandon Lenatus. Or correction, last touched by Del Cid. And ref is asking the clock to get stopped. Catching up with Trevor Bowman. Trevor Bowman having a bit of a talk with El Cid. And now also center ref having a talk with Aaron Foster right at center line. Trying to get the temperature to calm down a little bit. Now the Osborne players are trying to crowd center official. Andy Sanchez doing some lobbying. Ref having a bit of a conversation with Sanchez. And ushering Nishant Tonwar and Ivan Kobe away. The ref still having a bit of a conversation with Andy Sanchez about the whole situation. Osborne wanting a card for El Cid. Didn't get it. You instead get a conversation where the ref has El Cid go and catch up with his coach. Trying to cool the temperature of what's going on here in a 1-1 match as we're playing extra time. And shortly thereafter, the conversation that was had specifically about El Cid runs through the back of Kelvin Artiga and got a yellow. So Del Cid gets a yellow immediately after being the subject of the conversation for the previous 2 minutes. First action, he runs through the back of Kelvin Artiga from 55 yards. Free kick toward the top of the 18, headed away. Chasing it down is Caden Tappan over on the far side. Touched by Alexis Gutierrez. It's going to be a throw about 30 yards from goal over on the far side for Denmark. Throw. Header missed by Caden Tappan, but last touched by Osborne, so they'll do it again. Gained about 15 yards, maybe 20 by the time the ball is thrown. Artiga, one possession for Osborne. Got some help from Andy Sanchez. Sanchez found Huaracha. Huaracha lost possession. Gutierrez now with the throw as it was last touched by Denmark. Charging through to win possession, the Danes, but a great slide tackle, finding Pierre on the big switch off the slide tackle. 20 yards out. Pierre wants to cut it in, looking to pass centrally to no one in particular. And Camden Barnett's the only person there, and he is wearing the wrong color jersey. Barnett stands up Gutierrez. Neither player could move, but Gutierrez finally frees himself from Barnett. Possession kept. Kobe and Elijah Fu on the left-hand side. Pushed by Caden Mueller. Knocks down Sanchez, no whistle. Nishant Tonwar back to Austin Bender. Bender looking. Lopez Munoz gets it, 40 yards from goal. Both teams sensing the temperature of the room, trying to see if they can get fouls and or cards drawn here in these extra minutes. Sanchez looking for the big switch to the left. Huaracha cannot get there in time. It's going to be a throw over on the far side, about 20 yards from goal for Denmark. Substitutions coming in. Daniel Camargo. He'll be checking in for Artiga. And Drew Evangelista is in for Denmark, checking in for Caden Mueller. Headed up into the air by Huaracha. Possession won by Osborne. Camargo tries to chip it to the top of the 18. Regained possession off of the direct header. Camargo once again. Ball deflected. Pierre trying to chase. And they're going to call Pierre for the foul inside the 18. Austin Bender yielding to Tonwar for the foul on the free kick. And that's your first extra time period. Nothing happening there. No goals on the board. A lot of fiery play from both sides. Aaron Foster was a good 10 yards out from the touchline, applauding everything that happened in that first extra period. Foster has his entire team around him as he's trying to talk them into this next period of time. And Trevor Bowman and Eric Carrion have the full attention of the Danes of Denmark. Once again, 4 seed versus 1. This is not a typical 4 versus 1 matchup by any stretch of the imagination. Great contest here. And once again, I'll be the first person to say fantastic atmosphere tonight here at Osborne. And once again, for those of you that might have been joining us along the way, what Osborne did, traditionally, The benches for both teams are on the opposite side of the press box, both sides available for fans to sit. Tonight, it was decided that the benches would be on the press box side with the fans practically on top of you. And you have heard this environment tonight here at Osborne in this 1-4. And once again, as you look at your bracket here in 7A, this is the upper right-hand portion. Winner of this one gets the winner of North Gwinnett and Collins Hill in the 2-3. South Gwinnett a winner tonight in a big upset, 4 knocking off a 1. South Gwinnett beating Hillgrove by the score of 2-0. South Gwinnett traveling to either Campbell or Camden County next week. On the right-hand side of your bracket, South Forsyth a winner by the score of 3-1. Brookwood a 1-0 winner over North Paulding. They advance, and they will host the winner of Carrollton and Richmond Hill. That one was on the coast. We will try and track down as many scores as we can as we go here in the second 10 minutes. Teams flip. Denmark in their dress whites. Big switch with the left. No one there trying to mark it outside the 18. Camargo there to backtrack for Osborne. Artiga looking for Musa. Found Nishant Tonwar instead. Tonwar. Entry pass. Miles Miller. Ball tackled away by Camargo, but Danes keeping possession inside the 18. Headed away by Miguel Palma. Collision is there with Alexis Gutierrez on another challenge. And it's a foul on Denmark in the buildup off of the initial touch. And it's going to be a foul called on Del Cid. And Del Cid gets a second yellow. And 2 yellows equal a red. Del Cid with a red card. And the ref made a motion with his hand that Del Cid had done too much talking. So the senior wearing number 9 for Denmark is done for the night. So now Osborne with a chance. Del Cid gone for the night on the red card, the second yellow. But Denmark on the charge on their own. Sharp angle and the big save by Aguirre. Cleared frantically by Osborne. The Danes trying to go through. Elijah Fu got his pocket picked as well. Up and over looking for Lopez Munoz over the 3 defenders. Having to wait till it gets inside the 18 before he can touch it is Austin Bender. And with 8 minutes to go in the second extra session, he'll fall down on it. So you will not have Del Cid available for selection. Playing with 10, Denmark. Working left to right. Gutierrez into the middle. Camargo looking for Musa. Tonwar. Nishant was there. Nakai is there to try to launch the ball forward with the left. Last touched by Musa. And the Tonwar brothers making sure that Osborne does not have another opportunity. Sawyer Ashman, the sophomore, getting his first duty tonight. Caden Mueller checking back in. Miles Miller, the sophomore, checking out, as well as Drew Evangelista. 7 minutes to go, second extra period. One bounce. chested down on the turn. Denmark keeping possession. Camden Barnett on a charge, bumped off the ball. And they are going to get the foul called on Osborne here. So it will be a free kick, say 10 yards inside the attacking half. They're going to work it back even further. So they're going to move it back 15 yards. So just inside their own defensive half. Hand in the air, Barnett. A lot of air underneath this one toward the top of the arc, pushing the back by Nakai Tonwar, and it was called. Patient passing by Osborne. Now here comes the pursuit in the form of Solorzano. 10 yards inside their own half. Pass back from Sanchez. Now just past halfway, Gutierrez couldn't keep control, couldn't find a connection. Launched long inside the defensive half of Osborne. Gio Campos is there to connect. Campos to Artiga. Alexis Gutierrez. Charged at. Passes to his right. Campos. Denmark retreating. Line of 4, line of 3. Gutierrez controlled after his first hard touch. Campos. Andy Sanchez. Camargo. Camargo, big sweeping right. Too much for Huaracha. And you're going to get a foul on Camargo. Camargo getting the warning of no more after fouling Barnett, as Barnett wanted to charge out of his own defensive half. 4:36 to go, second added period. Kobe wanting to check in. Solorzano checking out. Solorzano coming up a little gimpy. So 4:36, second added period. If it stays 1-1, we go to penalties. Campos looking long toward the penalty spot, headed up into the air by Tonwar. Won by Camargo at the edge of the 18, right at the far elbow. Kept in, couldn't keep control. Sent down by the Denmark defense. Backtracking Gio Campos. Campos trying to get away from Kobe. Kobe, great work to steal the ball away. Kobe charges inside the 18 and in! Ivan Kobe on the sharp angle with 4:10 to go in the second added period. Puts the 4 seed ahead. A man down, a goal up, 2-1. '96th minute. Ivan Kobe with the goal. 2-1 to the Danes. Miles Miller checking in. Camden Barnett checking out. And Barnett having to sit down on the track. 4 minutes of survival for Denmark here. Long ball in toward the 6. Grabbed by Austin Bender. Once again, remember, the winner here, if Osborne wins, they host the winner of North Gwinnett Collins Hill. If Denmark hangs on, they travel to Gwinnett County, wherever it is. If it's at Collins Hill, if it's at Tom Robinson Memorial, we're 3.5 minutes away from finding out if we go further or if the 4 seed advances here as well. Step over. Chance inside the 18. Gutierrez looking to go top corner. Not enough on it. Kind of hung up in the air a little bit. Austin Bender is there at the far post to grab it. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. Bender into the air, past the logo, headed down. Trying to gain possession was Denmark. Lopez Munoz on a rush. He's got Musa to his left. That's where he goes. Chips it. Musa looking to cross. Gutierrez swiped at it. Didn't get all of it. Cleared by Denmark. Campos. Big launch. One hopper. And down goes Bender with the ball. 2.5 to go. Bender left hand in the air. Everything's cool. Bender, line drive, short hop. Campos was there. Short hop back to Gutierrez. Palma. Gutierrez. Musa. Bumped off the ball by Tappan. Ojert is there to defend. Throw, Gutierrez, 35 from goal. Under 2 minutes to go. Camargo wants to send it in, and it's wide to the far post. And as a bit of emphasis after the ball cleared the far post, Austin Bender hit the deck. Just added effect, nothing to it. 90 seconds away from the 4 seed getting the win. Headed into the air by Gutierrez. Looking for Musa. Musa couldn't control. Ojert sends it on its way. Into the Denmark bench. Gutierrez, 10 yards into his own half, will throw. Looking for Camargo. Swiped at by Miles Miller. Throw, once again, Osborne. Ball popped way up into the air. Third floor. Before coming down with it was Miles Miller. 2-on-1, and you're going to get a foul there on Andy Sanchez and a card. What's the color? Color is yellow on Aaron Foster, the coach for Osborne. He's trying to figure out why. Miller is down. He finally gets up after grabbing his ankle. Foster being told to get back to his bench area. And the clock is stopped at 50.9. Yaya Matarasi might get some first minutes here as Nakai Tonwar took his free kick and tried to launch it into the stands in row 7. We're under 40 seconds. One of the last chances here for Osborne. Sanchez down the left looking for Musa. Musa back to Gutierrez, just under 40 from goal, looking far post. Tonwar, volley, and in! Tonwar tried to go for the clearing header at the far post, mistimed his jump. It went over him. Waracha was there at the far post. He volleys it in the back of the net at 25+9, remaining in the second added period. His 4th of the season. Couldn't have come at a more important time. And we're tied at 2. '99th minute equalizer. Jorge Casas is now in for Jacob Aguirre, under the assumption from Foster that you're going to penalties. Foul on Miles Miller as Andy Sanchez got a push in the back. 10 seconds, last chance for Osborne. Can they get one? Tonwar heads it up into the air. And it's a foul on Lopez Munoz, and that'll do it. We're done with 80. We're done with 20. We're heading to PKs in a 1-4. And now it's up to the one-on-one challenge. Reminder of the situation. How did we get here after 100 minutes? Moise Pierre, in the 51st, scored the goal that made it 1-0 Osborne. 12 minutes later, an own goal tied it at 1. That was the end of 80. Ivan Kobe with an absolute rocket from outside the 18 on a sharp angle gave the visitors a 2-1 lead with 4:10 to go, and at 25.9, Samuel Waracha, the junior, second-year varsity starter at forward, got the goal that is sending us to penalties. The discussion. Daniel Camargo is there for Osborne. Nakai Tonwar, Camden Barnett are there for the coin flip for Denmark. Rules being explained. You look at Aaron Foster at the 35-yard line on the football side. He's got a mile-wide grin. Just stuck his tongue out like Michael Jordan. Big, deep breath from the Osborne coach. Looking at the conversations from Trevor Bowman and Eric Carrion for Denmark. Danes players going up to Austin Bender. A lot of backslapping going on. Danes in a circle at the 40-yard line, about 20 yards in front of their bench, so they can actually hear what the coaches are trying to tell them going into PKs. And about half the distance from that, about 10 yards from their bench, Aaron Foster with the Cardinals in a circle. How's this for an opening rounder in 7A? Message a little longer from Bowman and Carrion, first-year coaches for the Danes. Bowman hanging out a little longer with Austin Bender. Now remember the late substitution that was done by Aaron Foster, swapping out Jorge Casas for Jacob Aguirre. Top of the first, it's going to be Nakai Tonwar. Nakai Tonwar, the senior. Younger brother Nishant is a freshman. Nakai. He's ready to go, but ref wants to have one more conversation with Austin Bender and with Osborne's keeper Jorge Casas, the junior. And remember, Casas had the big save in the shootout win versus Campbell in the second leg of the Windy Hill Derby earlier this year. So as we're just shy of 10 o'clock. Top of the first, Tonwar with the right and pushes it through. Casas lobbied. He was lobbying that Tonwar, that the kick was not a legal approach. But the ball goes in with the right from Tonwar. And starting things off is Kelvin Artiga. And in. Artiga powers it through with the right. And we are tied at one after one. So we go from one Tonwar to another. The younger brother, Nishant, now steps up. The top of the second. Nakai went off pace with the right. Nishant slipped, and he still got it in. Looked like he slipped on the surface, still pushed it in with the left in the corner, and he starts to shush the Osborne crowd. So the Tonwars go 2 for 2, and we go to the bottom of the second. And Andy Sanchez. Sanchez has been a starter here since his freshman year. And he got it. Andy Sanchez, first team All-Region last year, powers it through. 2-2 after 2. Next up for Denmark, top of the third, Miles Miller, the sophomore. Miller, short, 2.5 steps or so, and pushes it through with the right down the middle. And we're at 3-2. Bottom of the third. To the senior, Daniel Camargo. First team All-Region last year, planning on going to Georgia Military College. But what does Camargo do here? He's lined up, a couple of yards behind. Bender hopping up and down with the power. Power into the near corner. And it's 3-3. Now for the Danes in the fourth. Sawyer Ashman, the sophomore. Late substitution from the added periods. Quick run up with the left and pushes it through. Wasting no time. Ashman backed up, took 3 steps, fired, and he was ready to go. Now the senior defender, Miguel Palma, bottom of 4. The center back, waiting for the okay. Palma down the middle. Ivan Kobe, the junior, is your 5th frame for Denmark. Kobe puts the ball on the spot. Casas, hands extended. Kobe. Oh, Panenka from Kobe. Panenka from Ivan Kobe. Considering the time, top of the 5th. Whew. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. Alexis Gutierrez. Gutierrez, the junior. Bender hopping up and down, right in the middle of the net. Couple of steps. Saved! And that's it! Alexis Gutierrez saved in the bottom of the 5th by Austin Bender, and the 4 seed advances with the 1 save, and they head to the folks who have traveled down from Forsyth County, and the 4 seed knocks off the 1 to advance to take on the winner of North Gwinnett and Collins Hill in 6 days' time. So Denmark in penalties will play either North Gwinnett or Collins Hill. Both sides make it through the 4 frames, going 8 for 8. Ivan Kobe chose to go Panenka in the top half of the 5th, and the big save by Austin Bender sends the Danes on and the Cardinals home. Great season for the region champs, but it will go no further from the playoff opener here at Cardinal Stadium. Great crowd, fantastic effort, and thanks to all of you folks who were with us here tonight for this opening round playoff game here in the 2023 GHSA soccer playoffs from Osborne High School. Big thanks to everybody here at Osborne for being great hosts. Thanks to everybody at Denmark for helping us out as well. In penalties, the 4 seed advances. In the upper right-hand bracket of your 7A, Denmark knocking off Osborne here on the SDH Game of the Week, presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. For Jason Longshore, I'm John Nelson. Thanks for hanging out with us. Play it safe, everybody. We will catch up with you tomorrow morning on Soccer's Morning Show.